They say that gold can buy happiness, but what if that's the biggest lie we ever believed? And let's be honest, if you had 60 seconds to choose between $1 million in gold or wisdom from God, what would you pick? No judgment, just honesty, because I get it. I feel like I would choose gold to pay off debt, bless the family, retire early. But what if I told you that money may be the very thing keeping us stuck, anxious, and unfulfilled? Proverbs 16:16 says it clearly. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver? Translation: most of us, me included, be chasing the wrong treasure. And by the end of this video, you'll see why wisdom is greater than wealth and how choosing it today can save your life. Hey, I'm Katrina, and this is Shewiselle, where wisdom meets real life. If you're here to grow in God, tackle life's toughest questions, or live with real wisdom and joy, you're in the right place. So let's talk about wisdom and wealth. And what does that really even mean? We live in a world obsessed with money, status, and flex culture. Everybody, including me, want to be rich. But if we're honest, how many people that are rich are actually happy? We see it all the time. Celebrities with everything still battling depression, influencers making millions still empty inside, because real prosperity is not about what's in your bank account, it's about what's in your spirit. And the fear of the Lord is the first step. Proverbs 9:10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom." I know fear doesn't quite sound like love in the way we think about God, but this isn't what you're thinking. This fear means awe, trust, surrender. It means you believe God's ways are higher and that trusting Him is the smartest thing you can do. And when you trust Him, guess what happens? Your stress goes down, your peace goes up. You stop making desperate decisions and you start making wise ones. Let's look at our man Solomon, who is proof that wisdom unlocks everything. When God asked Solomon what he wanted most, he could have asked for money, power, fame, but instead he asked for wisdom. And because he prioritized that, God gave him everything else too. See, wisdom won't just give you the blessing, it'll teach you how to keep it, because money without wisdom is a trap with a time limit. Now, Eden is where we find the first bad investment. Adam and Eve had everything they needed straight from God Himself. But instead of trusting His wisdom, they went with what looked good. And that one decision changed everything. It wasn't about curiosity, it was about control. They wanted wisdom without God, and it cost them everything. Here's why it matters. And before we even get into that, let me make it personal. You may not be out here chasing money. You may be chasing something else, like me, like escape. When you're overwhelmed, when you're stressed, when you're tired of waiting on peace. And for me, it was opening up my phone, just scrolling. Sometimes it wasn't social media. Sometimes it was looking at things that I shouldn't be looking at. And a lot of us don't talk about it much, but women struggle with that too. And for me, it wasn't just about pleasure, it was about peace, it was about control, it was about coping. But that kind of comfort, it does not last. And afterwards, I would just feel more empty and more further away from God. But then one night, the Lord met me. He told me to put down my phone. And instead of reaching for the distraction, I picked up my journal and I sat with a verse that God had been pressing on my heart like all day. And that was the first time that I had clarity and felt peace in weeks. And that is God. That is His wisdom showing up in real time. So if you've ever tried to fill the void with things that don't last, I got something for you. I have a resource called Pure Intimacy: Choosing God Over Sexual Sin. It's a 21-day prayer and fasting journey. And so if you've had a hard time giving up sexual sin, I'm giving away a free preview of my book. It'll help you change your mindset and help you to start healing from those cycles. So the link is in the description. And I know that there are women who love God who still find themselves struggling in silence. Again, drop your email and I'll send it straight to your inbox. This is for you. You're not alone and you don't have to stay stuck. You have a choice. You don't have to chase temporary peace. You can choose real, lasting peace. All right, gold. Gold fades. Distractions, they don't satisfy, but God's wisdom, that changes everything. So if you like this video, please click that little button, comment one thing you've been chasing that hasn't been satisfying you, and subscribe for real talk, joy, wisdom, and freedom. Until next time, keep seeking, keep trusting, and remember, real wealth starts with wisdom. Bye.